Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel, Ticking Together. As always, the goal of this channel is to provide education about and to raise awareness as to what it's like living with Tourette syndrome. In today's video, I'm going to react to TikTokers faking Tourettes and tell you my viewpoint on if I think they're faking, what are the signs you can tell if someone is actually faking, and how to tell if someone is actually valid with their Tourette's, and all of the nitty-gritty there. Ugh, I got rice. But before we get started, I just want to reiterate that my name is Carly. I am 24, and I was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome when I was 12 years old by my medical professional psychiatrist. So I am clinically diagnosed, I have valid Tourette syndrome, I am on 3 medications daily for my Tourette's, 2 of which are antipsychotics. And I just wanted to reiterate that Tourette syndrome is not a joke, it is not something funny, it is not something that teeny boppers should desire to have, it's not cute, it's not quirky, it's really, really debilitating, and it is a disability. So when I see people faking tics online, it really strikes a chord with me and it makes me really upset because this is something I've lived with my whole life and it's really, really, really affected me negatively and made me feel so misunderstood and like an outcast. If any of this resonates with you, or if you have Tourette syndrome, or if you want to stay tuned to content about Tourette syndrome awareness, please subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bell. To stay tuned to all of my content. I post about Tourette syndrome awareness as well as neurodiversity, and I also really talk about fakers because it really irks me. If you haven't seen my last video about reacting to TikTokers that are faking, I will link it up there. It's more so, I got rice. The communists are coming. It's more so of a video where I talk about signs you can tell to see if someone's faking versus not. But in this video, I'm really gonna watch other TikTokers' videos and react and let you know my true beliefs and opinions. This is something I've never done before. I genuinely don't believe in fake claiming, but I am gonna react to videos and let you know my genuine opinion. And yeah, let's get into it. Hi. So we all know that the TicsandRoses has been exposed that they were a fake and that they really profited off their Tourette syndrome because they didn't have it. They made a platform for themselves and gained a following by faking this disorder. And so we're gonna start off with some of their videos. And I'm gonna just genuinely react and say like, hey, this is why it's fake. Or hey, this could be real, even though it's already been debunked. I just wanna come along with you guys and watch them together. So here we go. Okay. This is hard to watch already. I don't like it because as someone with Tourette syndrome, watching others with tics or things that resemble tics is a massive trigger for people with Tourette syndrome. Which I know I'm doing this to myself. I am triggering myself by watching these, but so far it just doesn't seem real. Hang on, let's continue. Hi. This is bizarre. I've heard the TicsandRoses was bad, but I didn't realize it was this bad. The send me to Canada and putting a hat or a package on your head, it's not realistic. I know a lot of people online with fake Tourette's will try and make it really comedic and very funny and very spontaneous and sporadic, where their tics are funny and it gets them views. And so that could be considered something that's funny, something haha, oh my gosh, their Tourette's made them do that. But in reality, tics aren't always like that. For me, I do have one-off tics, which means tics that will happen one time and never appear again. But they're not usually to the extreme of putting a bag on my head and saying, send me to Canada. And that tic in itself was very driven by stimulus. She's clearly packing packages, and so saying, send me to Canada, it could happen. Because when I have tics and I'm talking about like, I'm just trying to think of an example. I want to give the benefit of the doubt, even though they've been exposed. I just really want to take a genuine approach to this to explain why this is happening. And so the send me to Canada, there are some kind of stimulus related tics where, for example, if I was petting my dog, I might say, oh, there's a dog. Or like I might talk about my dog as a tic because my dog is there, but it could be a one-off tic. But I feel like this video is just very staged. Ugh, I don't know. Let's continue. Okay. Ugh, this is upsetting, really upsetting. This would be me on one of my absolute worst tic days. And not even, like this is very, very exaggerated. And so the wow that she says into the bag, that is kind of copied from a lot of Tourette's influencers. A lot of Tourette's sufferers deal with the wow tic where they say wow because it sounds good. It's just a tic that a lot of us really have latched onto. Same with the whole beans thing was started by Evie Meg. And I wanted to mention that echolalia is the cause behind this. Echolalia is a scientific term for the repetition of another person's words or sounds or phrases. And so people with Tourette syndrome deal with this phenomenon all the time, which is why people with Tourette's will have similar tics to each other. So it's not completely far-fetched to say that these tics wouldn't be accurate in someone who actually had Tourette syndrome. Ugh. Hi. Because a lot of us have tics that when we hear them, our brains immediately want to repeat that and regurgitate it out like this is our own tic. Ugh. I know that when I watched Evie Meg, this trippy hippie, love her. I know that when I watched her videos in the past and she had the beetroot tic that was going around, I ended up gaining that tic in a British accent because of echolalia. And I really don't know the phenomenon, like I can't really explain it in detail. I just know it's the echoing of another person's words or phrases because our Tourette's brains really latch onto it. And it's just something that happens. So when TicsandRoses says wow, that's like the one thing that may be believable, but the way she's doing it into the bag is just not accurate. I'm only on the first video and this is just bugging me. Watching TicsandRoses pew into the bag and then hit it and then laugh, I don't want to say, hear me out. So, when people with Tourette syndrome have a very comedic tic, sometimes they will laugh after it and be like, oh, that was bizarre, haha. But for the most part, people with Tourette's, when they have these tics that are very extreme, we get annoyed. Like it's not funny for us to be punching ourselves or hitting our heads or making weird noises. And so it is true that sometimes if it's really funny, we might chuckle. But it seems like every time that the TicsandRoses is doing it, that they're laughing. And it's just, this is very bizarre because it feels like they're mocking it, even though they're claiming to have it. And I know they don't, it's been debunked, I already said that, but it feels like they're making a mockery of it and laughing at how bizarre their tics are, when in reality, they're not tics, and they're probably just thinking about things to do that are completely random, that may resemble a tic, and I think it's just really offensive. I know for me, sometimes when I have a vocal tic that I've never had before and I say something like, Jerry did it, that was one of my old ones, Jerry did it, and I was so shocked because I have an Uncle Jerry, I would laugh and be like, like what? And that's kind of what I would do, is just kind of like think about it and then laugh after. But it feels like they're laughing at themselves and just making a really big joke about it. And this is, again, this is the first video I've seen, and it's very irking and not very nice. Okay, hang on. The camera is moving. Who is filming this person? This is so awful. Ugh. Okay. This is not Tourette syndrome. This is not Tourette syndrome. I don't know what this is. This is like messed up. Even the most extreme cases of Tourette's will not present this way. Sure, there are repetitive movements and repetitive sounds, but this you can just tell is faked. And they're looking at the camera after trying to get like, oh, did I get a good one? Haha, like it looks like they're kind of, whoever's filming is kind of encouraging them to do this. And they're kind of making eye contact, I'm assuming, being like, was that a good one? Was that a good fake thing? Like, Ugh. Hi, this is really, really bugging me already.
Hickory dock. The mouse ran up the clock. It stole his cock.
Okay, for the nursery rhyme one, I can empathize in a way. Hear me out before you click off. This is fake, but hear me out. When people with Tourette syndrome are suppressing their vocal tics for extended periods and reading something, and then perhaps stopping suppressing and letting them out, sometimes they will have weird vocal tics. This is true. I know for me, hi. I make Tourette's Against Humanity videos where I'll read the black card of a Cards Against Humanity game, suppress while reading, and then let out my vocal tics after. And I'll usually have a funny response or just a random response. And so it's something that can be done if you're having a bad tic day. But this, the fact that they rhymed it and the fact that they burst into hysterics after, no. This is complete BS. This is not real.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Catch a tiger, he's a hoe.
I don't know why they're laughing and like being like, oh, I can't believe I did this, haha. Like, it's not funny. And again, they rhymed it, which is, tics can respond to stimulus, as I said, and sometimes vocal tics will rhyme. But again, this only happens for me on a really bad tic day. And if I was making a video reacting to nursery rhymes or something, I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, did you see that? Like, I wouldn't be laughing. It's not funny to have these tics that come out of your mouth. It's not funny to say things that you don't want to be saying. Ugh. It's not funny. It's not funny. And I feel like this person is just making a mockery of it by claiming they have it and doing this. And just the fact that they laugh about it, make eye contact the whole time, and act shocked of what came out of their mouth afterwards. Ugh. Even the most severe cases of Tourette's don't present like this. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I know this person has been accused of being fake, has been exposed for being fake. Like, I know they're faking, but I don't think anyone's genuine Tourette's would present itself in this way. And again, if it was presenting itself in this way, I wouldn't be sitting down and filming. I wouldn't be making a mockery of it and laughing and being like, haha, oh my gosh. I would be in my room crying because it hurts and it's not funny, and I don't want to advertise it. I don't want people to see my worst moments. If they're truly packing packages like this, like if they were, that would be so horrible, but Tourette's just doesn't present itself in this way. Ugh. I know sometimes I will get stuck on a tic loop where I'll have the same word repeated over and over and over and over and over again, like the way they said no like that. So that's not completely wrong, but the way they're doing it into the bag and kind of just like, again, how they look up at the camera to kind of be like, did I get a good take? Like, I just feel like the whole thing is completely staged and offensive as someone who actually has Tourette's. Like, it's not funny, and I don't know what this person was thinking by doing this. I don't know what benefit anyone would get from faking a neurological disorder, but it's really, really awful. It's not a good time. It makes them look horrible. It makes people with genuine Tourette's look horrible, because when someone fakes, everyone else has this kind of rose-colored glasses, and they're very skeptical towards people with genuine tics because of these fakers and the frauds and the people that have said this is Tourette's and claimed the fake to be real. People like me have been fake claimed repetitively on TikTok and other social media platforms, when in reality I have a genuine diagnosis. I tic every day. It's a struggle. It is depressing. It actually has contributed to massive depression for me, feeling like I can't be normal or myself. And so seeing someone like TicsandRoses mock that and make it into something where they've profited from it, I know I'm kind of late to the draw and this is kind of in the past, but this just ugh, it's not funny. And it's really upsetting. It's genuinely not fair that fakers have made it for real people with Tourette's to be fake claimed now and just to have us not be taken seriously because of people like TicsandRoses. And it just really irks me.
Like you talk a little bit about wow, 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 wow. I want to talk about wow, wow, wow.
Ugh.
I wanted to talk a little bit about wow, wow,
Ugh.
wow.
Ugh. You wouldn't headbutt your chopper device with Tics. Oof. Oof. Hi. Oof. I'm gonna watch one more and just wrap it up because this is just really upsetting and I feel sick about it.
Oh. Some for the counter. Oh god.
Some for the counter. I have nothing to say. This is just completely stupid. Ugh. Not happy about this. This is just really, really dumb. And I know I make videos where I give people the benefit of the doubt. In my last video, I said, hey, I know they've been exposed, but maybe there is some validity here. After watching these clips, there is no validity. This is complete bullying on their part to the actual Tourette Syndrome community. It's so offensive, it is so rude. And I don't know in what world they thought this was a good idea. I feel upset now. Like I feel visibly shaken. I don't feel okay. I feel like I'm gonna have a panic attack, which is not good. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, sure, but this has gone too far. Ugh. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Ugh. Leave a comment down below saying hi or telling me what you want to see in future videos. I would really appreciate that. Let me know if you agree with this, if you disagree with this, how you feel about this. I would love to start a conversation in the comments. Please again, subscribe to my channel and ring the notification bell to stay tuned to all of my content. I would really appreciate that. I post about Tourette Syndrome awareness content and like genuinely valid stuff. So subscribe if you want the real stuff. I'm really upset in this TicsandRoses person's behavior. I don't condone it. I think it is brutally mean and horrific. And it makes people like me look like they're faking when we're not. So thanks, TicsandRoses. Ugh. As always, we're learning together, we're laughing together, and we're ticking together. Have a wonderful evening, and don't fake Tourette's or any other neurological disorders or mental illnesses or any disorders in general. Thanks.